That is like the worst strategy I've ever heard. They suck. Look, we are a $30 trillion economy, right? We are the consumer of the world, okay? Carney has a problem with us. He gets on a plane and he goes to China. Does he think the Chinese economy is going to buy his stuff? China is entirely an export-driven economy, right? So what did he do? He came back and said, oh, we'll take their electric cars. I mean, is this nuts?
So do you know why Donald Trump hates Canada so much and he is so aggressive towards us and our economy? It comes down to, honestly, just a couple of things. First and foremost, we will never capitulate to him. We will never bend the knee, and we will always say no to him. And he is a man who has had people say yes to him his entire life. But Canadians are built different. We are the true north. We are strong and we are free, and we will continue to be free, and we will never be under the yoke of the United States of America. Why? Because we're Canadian. I am Canadian. You're Canadian. And we are nasty.
Somebody want to tell me why America was on fire, we went and helped. LA was burning down. But when Canada's on fire, America's like, oh yeah, good luck, guys. Once again, America taking advantage of our niceness. We helped them with the LA forest fires. And in return, they're like, oh, here's tariffs. Oh, by the way, good luck with your forest fires. Fuck's sakes.
Burning, my throat's been burning all day.
I feel like I've smoked about 4 packs of Canadian Wildfires.
Yes, we're doing it intentionally. Because we're assholes like that. We're intentionally changing the jet stream to push all of the smoke down to the U.S. It's funny how you didn't hear anything about people complaining when California was burning to the ground. Nope, you didn't hear a fucking thing. You just went, man, Democrats, man, Kamala Harris, man, Gavin Newsom. Now you're blaming Canadians for natural disasters. You deserve it.
So, the orange buffoon has called Canada nasty. Canada's nasty. Canadians are nasty. So I think we have to embrace this as one nasty Canadian to another. Hashtag nasty Canada, hashtag nasty Canadian. Yeah, let's embrace this. Because I think nasty is only like one of the 37 words in his vocabulary. So, yeah. I'm a nasty Canadian. What can I tell you? Nasty.
I was thinking about doing a live. I really want to know from Americans, what has changed from your perspective as to why you hate Canada so much? I jumped onto a live this morning with a bunch of MAGAs, and the animosity was real. And they really have short memories as to our relationships, the relation between Canada and the U.S. So is this a conversation that we should be having? I think so.
So I heard today that Trump said that Canada would not survive without the United States. Fuck off. Listen, we have the resources. We have the land. We've got a relatively small population. We could go on and on and on surviving while these fucking idiots destroy their country. So, you know what? Time to pull the plug on these fuckers.
What makes Canada a great country? It's a great country for everyone. It's the greatest country in the world to be a regular person. You don't have to be born rich or to a landed family here. You don't have to be a certain color or worship a certain God. Canadians believe in the value of every other Canadian. Their boundless potential to make this great country even better. Our ancestors, despite their differences, believed in each other and in us. Now, there are long periods of history where these values can prosper unchallenged. Ours is not one of them. Our values must be fought for. That's what we are doing. That's what Canadians want. Canadians are up for it. There are many things that the Americans want from Canada. They say they don't want them, but they do want them. It's energy, it's potash, it's critical minerals.
Keep the boycott up. Hey, beautiful snowy day here. I'm just about to go skiing because why wouldn't I? There's powder in the Rockies. The ski hills in BC are looking wonderful. I expect they're doing beautiful in Quebec and Newfoundland and across this country. There's so much to celebrate. You know what? Spend your money at home this year. Keep the boycott up. We cannot submit to the fascist regime that is emerging south of the border, and of course the continuous attacks against us and the fact that they're probably going to have a go at free trade. I feel very, very sorry for small tourism providers in the United States who are being cut off from Canadians, but what do? They want 5 years of our social media history. They want to round people up and put children in jails. It's totally inexcusable. And now opening up big swaths of protected land in Alaska for drilling. It's the one thing we can do. We can protect ourselves. Hey, fly down to Mexico. They're our friends. Go down to South America. There's a million places to go, but keep the boycott alive. Canada strong, elbows up.
Even when Canada plays nice with the U.S., Trump hits us with something else. So a lot of Canadians who started out wanting to play nice, they've completely changed their tune. And now they support a total boycott on all American products. Canada's stand against Trump's bullying is not just a short-term protest. It's a full-on grassroots revolution, and it's here to stay. It's not a boycott anymore. It's become a way of life.
Actual good news. Canada added 75,000 jobs in July, bringing its unemployment rate to the lowest it's been in 2 years. This follows positive gains in May and June as well, showing that Canada's economy is doing surprisingly well considering Trump's tariffs. And these gains were split between full and part-time work and were in spite of the fact that the public sector lost about 14,000 jobs last month. Also is good about this in July is that some of the previous gains had been largely motivated by higher oil prices, bringing about more job opportunities in the oil and gas industry, but the majority of the jobs that were added in July were in Ontario. The biggest gains were in the professional, scientific, and technical services sector, although insurance also saw a big gain in jobs. There's really not much more to add here, simply that Canada seems to be building momentum when it comes to job creation. And although trade with the United States is and will continue to be complicated, there are some positives when it comes to the economy.
The US government made a request to the Canadian government to send help in tackling the wildfires in Idaho specifically. Specifically, the US government has asked for CL-415 skimmer air tankers, water bombers, super scoopers, to help the United States fight its fires in Idaho because their fires are out of control. This was the source for this is the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center, and they're the ones that received the request from the US government that US needs help. Please, Canada, send water bombers, folks.
When the U.S. is on fire, Canada sends over firefighters, aircrafts, they share equipment, and Canadian experts help coordinate operations. When Canada is on fire, Trump threatens them with tariffs. Why do you fucking think people fucking hate us? Everyone hates the U.S. They're just jealous of us. Yeah, they're so jealous that they don't have a president in the Epstein files. How did we get so lucky? We hit the jackpot with him, huh? To our Canadian neighbors, thank you so much for helping us in the country of California. Us Californians are very grateful for all that you do whenever we're on fire. Thank you so much from the country of California.
So can you remember, it wasn't so long ago where Donald Trump said, we don't need anything from Canada. Canada doesn't give anything to us. And we don't need them. Well, today, Donald Trump signed an order for more crude oil from Canada to flow into the United States. In fact, it will increase the amount of crude oil flowing from Canada to the US by 12%. This is a cooperation between an American, also a Canadian company, Bridger, and also Southbow. And it's very interesting that from an American point of view, the country that doesn't need Canada at all is all of a sudden needing oil. Why? Why is it all of a sudden needing oil? You tell me.
The U.S. economy has lost 23,000 jobs in the month of July. 23,000. Those are not farm jobs either. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, we were supposed to gain jobs. National unemployment rate is at 4.1%. And here's the industry breakdown. Local government education, 50,000 jobs gone. Leisure and hospitality, 40,000 jobs gone. Retail trade, 19,000 jobs gone. Financial activities, 14,000 jobs gone. The only place that didn't really lose jobs was healthcare. It went up 22,000 jobs. I want y'all to think about this. We have kids graduating college that cannot find a job whatsoever. Entry-level jobs are being taken over by AI. So they can't even get the experience to get into the workforce. I thought this man was supposed to bring jobs back to America. I thought we were supposed to have the greatest booming economy. Where are the factories? Where are the jobs? It seems the only person that is making money and thriving is the man sitting in the goddamn White House. Everybody else is robbing Peter to pay fucking Paul. Please be ready for midterms. Please be ready for midterms.
Family, for years, many people looked at the relationship between the United States and Canada as one where America held all the power. And so the United States has larger economy, a bigger population, and enormous global influence. But something unexpected has happened in recent months, family. Canada has shown that confidence is not always measured by size, but by how willing a country is to stand up for itself. And this is the moment that has left many MAGA supporters surprised, family. They expected Canada to immediately surrender, compromise, or even step aside when facing pressure from Washington. But instead, Canadians have responded with something many did not anticipate, family. That is confidence, unity, and refusal to simply bow down. And so at the center of this new chapter in Canadian Prime Minister McCartney, who has taken a firm approach in defending Canada's interests while still acknowledging the importance of the relationship between the two nations. Canada and the United States remain deeply connected economically, but Carney's message has been clear. Cooperation does not mean weakness, and friendship does not mean giving up your independence. And so for many Canadians, this moment has become about more than just trade or politics. It has become about national confidence. The idea that Canada must always follow America's lead is being challenged. And so Canadians are showing that being a close ally does not mean being afraid to disagree. And this is exactly what surprised many observers, family. The expectation was that economic pressure could force Canada into a corner, and the assumption was that because America is the larger neighbor, Canada would have no choice but to accept whatever demands came its way. But Canada's response has shown something different, family. Smaller countries can still have a choice when they are united behind their interests, and the reaction from many Canadians has been a message of independence. And they are not saying that they want conflict with the United States. Instead, they are saying that respect has to go both ways. A stronger partnership is built between equals, not between one side giving orders and the other side simply accepting them. And this is why the image of McCartney standing firm has become so powerful for many Canadians, and it represents a country that believes it can protect its economy, defend its priorities, and still maintain relationships around the world. Meanwhile, many MAGA supporters who believed that Canada would quickly fold are now facing a different reality, family. Canada is not responding with panic. Canada is responding strategically. And so the bigger story here is not just about one disagreement between the two countries. It is about how national confidence works. A country's strength is not only measured by military power or economic size, it is also measured by confidence, measured by diplomacy, and the ability to negotiate without losing its identity. And so Canada has spent decades building a reputation as a reliable partner. But this moment has revealed another side, family, that a country willing to remind the world that being polite does not necessarily mean being powerless. And perhaps that is the biggest surprise of all. Many people underestimated Canada because they confused calmness with weakness, but Canadians are proving that a quiet country can still have a very strong voice.